morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. As you might already know, this week we don't have one teacher for every morning's meditation. We just have a whole collective of amazing teachers to lead us into every morning's meditation this week. The first thought of today's journey starts with a quote from the Bhagavad Gita. And this thought from the Bhagavad Gita says, through meditation, the higher self is experienced. Through meditation, we experience our higher self. Whatever that might be, maybe today's journey shines a little bit of light on that. Somebody, a very good morning. It is so good to see you. Hey Linda, good morning. Very happy to have you. So that higher self, that is the part of us that is deeply connected to, we could call it spirit, we could call it soul, we could call it source, call it the divine. Higher self simply means that part of us that is connected to that's something that is clearly more. For many of us, our higher self is an aspect that we don't necessarily have a lot of experience with, because being human and having human bodies that really desperately want to survive, it's completely normal to become trapped in a survival mode and only really have experience of our scared self. So if we had to make a distinction between our higher self possibly and our scared self, it's normal to have a lot more experience and understand very well what that scared self feels like. Finding a deeper connection to our higher self, though, requires real trust. Hey Pat, a very good morning. Awesome seeing you. A trust that every time you meditate or every time you stop and consciously slow down your breathing for a few minutes, that you are in fact stepping up into your higher self. A trust that the more time you spend in this higher self space, the better you'll get at being open to the completeness and the wholeness that is already there. So a few more thoughts along this line from some amazing teachers. First one is from Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer said, quietly affirm that you will define your own reality from now on, and that your definition will be based on your inner wisdom. Hey Michelle, a very good morning. It's so good to see you. Quietly affirm that you will define your own reality from now on, and that your definition will be based on your inner wisdom. Nisargadatta said, the innermost light, shining timelessly and peacefully in the heart, that is the real guru. The innermost light, shining timelessly and peacefully in the heart, that is the real guru. All others merely show the way. Anthony, good evening to you. It's good to see you, man. Louise Hay said that meditation is really just quieting yourself enough so that you can get in touch with your own inner wisdom. And Robbie Gass said, like an ability or a muscle, hearing your inner wisdom is strengthened by doing it. It's strengthened by practicing. There really is wisdom in you. And the better you become at understanding the loud voice of fear, the more you'll be able to hear the whisper of wisdom. Our meditation journey today is practicing that muscle of listening. Today's meditation is called Finding Inner Wisdom. And we're going to practice sitting at the feet of our soul, putting ourselves down in front of our soul, asking questions and seeing if we're able to just open ourselves to listening to whatever answer that might be. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and we'll float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in. And out. A deep inhale. And let it go. A deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And as you release, let all of that go. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. Our journey today is a journey inwards so deep that we find ourselves sitting at the feet of our soul. As mentioned before, we tend to have more experience with the loud voice of our scared self. That voice is easy to hear because it is so loud. And it makes sense that the voice of fear would be loud. Its purpose is to get our attention, show us where all the problems are, so that we can survive these problems. Voice of our soul, it has no fear, and therefore it is not a loud voice. It is a whisper, and we only get better at hearing it when we get better at dealing with the fear that is so loud. And also your soul is an intensely present thing. It is the most present thing you'll ever experience. You won't find your soul in the past, where so many of our thoughts live. You won't find your soul in the future, where so many of our thoughts live. Just one more way that we miss the whisper of our wisdom. With every exhale, feel yourself dropping baggage, the baggage of the past, and stepping into the present. With every exhale, feel yourself putting down anxiety about the future and stepping into now. See yourself sitting at the feet of your soul. Ready to listen to the whisper. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. And as you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles. Go forward and to the left, and also forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. You can lean your upper body over to the left and also lean your upper body over to the right. Leaning into your back muscles, feeling where the edges are, and gently leaning into those edges. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. having softened our bodies into a state of presence, as much as we are able to at least, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is a really good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body and feel how softness slowly settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. As you take your next big breath, and as you dive deep into you can even add a bit of imagination here. But how deep can you dive in? How deep can you drift down while you hold your breath? Could you find yourself slowly sinking to a place so deep inside you that you come face to face with your soul? What would that look like? What does the picture look like of you sitting at the feet of your soul, listening? Again, add a bit of imagination. Take your next big breath. If you can get anywhere close to a picture of you sitting at the feet of your soul, could you imagine asking questions and listening to the answers? And we won't be asking really deep questions, very difficult questions. These are really simple questions today. But are you able to ask a question without being desperate for an answer? Can you ask a question and try and not let your brain run after an answer? Can you ask a question and just soften? Let the question go and feel what rises from a deeper place. Take your next big breath. The first question really is a simple question, but they all are today. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, ask your soul this question and just listen. See if an answer floats to the surface. The question is, what scares me right now? What in my life scares me right now? And just be curious about what your body would answer, what your soul would say. Take your next big breath. We're not necessarily trying to fix anything here or do anything about this right now. We're trying to gain understanding. The truth is that so much of what we do, so much of the actions we take come from what scares us. And if we get clearer answers about what scares us right now, it shines a light on how we're feeling and the actions that we're taking right now. We'll ask the same question one more time. As you take a deep breath and dive deep into you, ask the question this way: what scares me right now, and what am I afraid is going to happen? Take your next big breath. We'll move on to the next question. A very simple question again. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, sit at the feet of your soul and ask, what in my life makes me really happy? What in my life makes me really happy? Take your next big breath. We're staying with the same question one more time. As you take a deep breath and dive deep into you, see the picture of you sitting at the feet of your soul and ask it again. Show me what in my life makes me really happy. Take your next big breath. And then we'll move on to the last question. Also really simple, and the one for which you perhaps have to be even more open to listen and not try and find the answer with your brain. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, see yourself sitting at the feet of your soul and ask, what is next for me? What is next for me? Take your next big breath. That one more time. As you take a deep breath and dive deep inside, please show me what is next for me. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a long, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness settles in every part of your body. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll share with you again these beautiful thoughts from amazing teachers this morning. The quote today from the Bhagavad Gita is, "Through meditation, the higher self is experienced." Wayne Dyer says, "Quietly affirm that you will define your own reality from now on, and that your definition will be based on your inner wisdom." He makes it quite clear. It's very possible that our scared self, the scared part of us, wants to affirm whatever reality we think we should affirm. He makes it clear. You take control. Affirm that you will define your reality, but make sure it's your soul. Make sure you define it based on wisdom. Nisargadatta says, the innermost light, shining timelessly and peacefully in the heart, that is the real guru. All others merely show the way. The guru really is within. Louise Hay says, meditation is really just quieting yourself enough so that you can get in touch with your own inner wisdom. And Robbie Gass says, like an ability or a muscle, something that you can practice and practice. Hearing your inner wisdom is strengthened by doing it. There really is wisdom in you. And the better you get at working with and dealing with fear, the loud voice, the easier it becomes to hear wisdom, the soft voice. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this journey of learning to sit at the feet of my soul and listen. Take a deep breath in. But even more so, more fundamentally, thank you for learning how to listen to the loud voices first. How to really listen to fear, understand fear, understand what's there. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that the more familiar, the more comfortable I become with listening to the scared voice, the easier it is to find the distinction between just human nature, human survival nature, and the softer whisper, the whisper of wisdom. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning very clearly and very practically that the more I have space for every part of me, the better I can listen to the wise part of me. Because quite honestly, it is only the wise part of me that can create a space, hold space for every other part of me. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being on this journey with us today. Stephen, good morning. It really is good to see you. Hello, Vivian. It always is good to see you pop in here. Estelle, a very, very good morning to you too. Great to see you. Do you believe it? Do you experience it? There's wisdom in you. You can really hear your soul speak. I really hope that you had some really clear feedback this morning. I'll ask the questions again. You can contemplate on this a little bit longer. What scares me right now? What in my life scares me, and what am I afraid will happen? What in my life makes me really happy? And then, what's next for me? Thank you, Sunmary. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you, Anthony. Wishing you a wonderful day. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.